Did it go? Hey, everybody, welcome to Girlfriends in Football. And yes, we are so thrilled to be with you today because we are not talking about the NFL. No, there is tackle women's football all over this country, and we are here to talk all about it. As always, I have my beautiful ladies with me. We got Beth in the house, Laura in the house. What's shaking, ladies? How's it going?
I was excited to hear that there was more football to watch. What a great opportunity to have something to kind of fill the gaps from NFL season. So, enjoying my summer and getting used to some women's football instead of men's football. It's been fun.
Yeah. Laura, how about you?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. No, just enjoying the summer, trying to stay cool. But yeah, when, I kept wondering, like, you miss football when there's no football. And we've got the World Cup and we got all that going on, but I still want like legit football, like people running into each other, throwing the ball, football. And yeah, when we found out about this, I think all of us were just beyond excited.
Yeah, I think different sports carry different vibes, right? Like there's nothing like football. Nothing. Sorry, there's just nothing like football. But it's been exciting because you had the NBA finals happening, you had the NHL finals happening, we got World Cup popping off, and it's so much fun. I mean, as a sports fan collectively, I think we all love those things. It's just a different vibe. Like soccer's a different vibe. Being in the watching those games is different than watching basketball and watching football. So shout out to all the athletes out there. This is like such a fun time of year right now, and I'm here for all of it. But right now, I'm definitely here for the women's tackle football. So I just would like to give a shout out to Facebook, because there is, the world is so connected and we don't even know all the ways. I happen to have worked in an emergency room at a hospital with a nurse that, we're friends on Facebook, and I had posted something about her son, and somebody was like, looked me up, saw Girlfriends in Football, and was like, hey, did you know did you know that there is women's tackle right here in Tampa Bay? And I said, wait, what? Excuse me, please tell me more. And yeah, for over a decade, there has been a tackle football league here, tackle football team called the Tampa Bay Inferno. And shout out to Jim. Thanks, Jim. Like, you have rocked all of our worlds. And so now we can enjoy tackle football after the NFL ends, and more importantly, see our own people out there on the field. Let me find out. I think we found out there was like a 50-year-old quarterback that just recently retired. Like, I think I might have been inspired. So thank you, Jim, for showing us, teaching us, and here we are chatting about it. So, ladies, what were your thoughts when I blew up our text about women's tackle?
I
know Beth's response.
What was that?
I know your response, Beth. You're like, let me drive down there.
I mean, it doesn't take much to give me a reason to go on a road trip. We'll leave it at that. I am easily swayed for a good time. But when we found out it was there, I was like, yeah, well, let's see. And the weekend happened to be a weekend that I didn't have anything going on. Summer vacation over here. So the kids had a couple things going on. I didn't have anything planned. I said, let's do it. So Dezi was able to set up some interviews, and we got to meet some really great people. I think one of the best quotes that I took away from those interviews was "Sport is sport," and it was really evident during these interviews and during the game to see, like, you kind of forgot that you were watching women. You did forget you were watching women. You were just watching football. So it was really kind of cool, and it's a great reminder to all of us, especially us females in the sports world, that sport is sport and we all have a place at the table. So,
damn, Beth, hey, that's my girl right there.
All right, Laura, now your turn. Beat that.
Well, I was super disappointed that I couldn't go down to Florida because obviously, my drive is about double what Beth's is, so I couldn't do it. So I was super bummed. So I just went online to the Women's Football Alliance, which is what this league is, and I looked to see what was closest or what other teams there were. And the one in North Carolina, a little further out, a little further east than where I am. There was a couple teams in Michigan. I was like, oh, sweet. I could just kind of like roll with the Lions, kind of go with Michigan teams. But then I found the East Tennessee Valkyrie, which is only an hour and a half north of Asheville. It's kind of in the Tri-Cities area where Tennessee meets Virginia. And I was like, well, heck, let's see if I can go to a game too. So they had a game the following weekend against the Carolina team. So I kind of got to see a little bit of both. And yeah, I was super excited to be able to go out there. I wish you guys had been with me. Not only is it cool to watch football, right? But I am not the host that Dezi is. And it's probably a good thing that I didn't go into like journalism because I am not good at interviewing. But we'll get to some of that in a little bit.
Laura, didn't you hear what Beth just said? There is a place for everything, everyone.
Everybody at the table.
There's a seat for everyone. So, I think, Laura, you were the first one to blow up the chat with like, bummer, I can't make it, whatever. And Beth was like, I'm free. And I think I said, get your booty down here. And so we made it happen. And it was fantastic. I connected with Jennifer Moody or Jen Moody. And she is just so gracious and so just such an amazing human. And the thing that I took away from this is these are like full-time working women. Like they have a job and a life and like they're playing tackle football. Like they get injured, maybe they don't show up to work the next day. Like this is like next level, like women heroism to me, right? Like, sure, I have a job, I work. Do I have time to then go to the gym, go to practice, go to games, travel? It was pretty amazing. And so hats off to every athlete that's out there playing women's tackle because you're living our dream, but it's a lot of hard work and I appreciate the grind for sure. So I think our first interview that we want to share, Beth and I had the opportunity to sit down with Jen Moody prior to the game. It was the Tampa Bay Inferno playing here in Tampa Bay. And we played the Minnesota Vixen, which, holy cow, like, let me just give a little something to the Vixen because those ladies, the line on defense and offense, like strong line, like it was impressive.
Full offensive line. It was super impressive. Those women were hitting hard. They were moving bodies. It was so impressive how just the size and the agility and the ability to play. It was really impressive.
Yeah, the athleticism was otherworldly for sure. So let's chat with Jen Moody, who is the owner of the Tampa Bay Inferno, and let's learn a little bit about life in her shoes.
Yeah, let's do that. Here we go.
Football. We're here with an amazing women's football owner. This is Jennifer Moody. Hi, Jen. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, yeah.
And this is football. This is not flag football. This is.
Hold on. Technical difficulties. Let me try that again.
Touch. This is not powder puff from when we were growing up, right? This is
11 on 11, full tackle, full gear, women's tackle football at the highest level, at the best you'll see.
All right. We're excited. We are so excited to be here. We didn't know about this. So walk us through all the things. How did you get involved? When did this start? Like, just walk us through the blueprint.
Well, believe it or not, so women's tackle football has been around since the 70s. So we like to say we're the pioneers who started in the 2000s, but that's not true. Women who truly battled and put the pads on back in the 70s should get the credit. There were multiple teams that started and paved the way. But there have been multiple leagues over the years. I was a player for the Pittsburgh Passion back in 2002 and played 7 years with that team and also helped on the operations side. just have always been not a huge fan, but football is always my love. Franco Harris in Pittsburgh was my idol. And, to be able to play and have that opportunity that came in the early 2000s was just amazing. Played my career, and actually he gave me some of the best advice. Give the game up on your time, to let the game give you up. And at a point when I moved to Tampa, I knew it was time to retire on the field, but I still had so much love and passion to give back to keep the sport moving forward.
Amazing. What was your position?
Wide receiver.
We were just talking about personalities and positions.
I almost started Gemini too, so there's multiple personalities that comes into play.
What's the difference between being a player and now transitioning into ownership? What does that look like? Is there a preference, or what growth went from one position to another?
Interesting. It's really the same, because we still carry the same passion, even though we're not suiting up on the field and getting that fulfillment of the sport that you do as a competitor. You're still competing. You're still looking to advance. Sometimes your why changes. You're looking at a different lens and a different angle. But it's really important for me in this organization that we have a solid foundation. We grow as a family, and, we're still learning those life lessons through sports. So if you are 6 years old, you're still learning all of the life lessons. It doesn't change even as adult women. Sometimes it actually is appreciated and valued even more, because as adults, as females, we give so much to so many others. This is an opportunity for the women to truly live out their dreams, their passions, and get out that aggression and the stress that we, again, take care of others so much, and we're juggling many things. But, my heart for the sport never changes, but the why certainly changes. And for me as leader, as owner of this team, it's to give these women the best opportunity to make them better moms, friends, career individuals, and to provide them, enhancement mentally too.
Yeah.
It's a good mental health, reducer as well.
Well, representation matters, right? And growing up, football, I wanted to play tackle. I'm all of 5'1" and maybe 110 pounds wet, right? And I wanted to be a linebacker. My mom was like,
Find something else.
Yeah, find another thing. So I went into lacrosse. But I say that to say that for this next generation, these little ones that are coming up, to be able to watch women play the sport is tremendous. And so the minute we found out this was available, literally I texted her, I was like, get your butt down here. We're going to this game. So for anybody who's new out there, who's not familiar with women's tackle, what would you say to them? What's different between women's and men's right now? What would you?
Sure. Again, sport is sport. So when you put the helmet on, you're just an athlete. You're not a female. You're not a male. At that point, you're an athlete. So representation does matter. I think our women have a bigger stage, and I tell them this all the time. They're role models. It's about, if you have a dream, if you have a passion, regardless whatever barrier that you have in front of you, go after it. It can be done. And I think for our team, speaking, they take that to heart. They take that with pride. They know that in the community they do have a purpose with these young girls coming behind. We have opportunities where we go out and speak to young kids or schools or camps, clinics with some of the community partners that we have, and we share that message. One of my favorite things about women's tackle football is you don't have to fit in a mold, right? If you're 5'1", if you're 6'1", if you weigh 300 pounds, if you weigh 100 pounds, if you've played sports before, or if you played tennis before, meaning an individual sport, or golf, or anything individual, you can be a fantastic football player if you have the heart and the dedication and the coachability to do so. It's not a sport where you have to be the fastest or the tallest. You can have that. We have a lot of multiple positions, and we couldn't survive and be a successful team if we didn't have a diverse group of women representing that.
It seems when we came and watched everyone set up, there were hundreds of women out here. How many women make up a team?
Yeah, so it varies from city to city. I was just talking to Lori Locus, and we have about 42 healthy on our roster right now. I would love to be around 55 to 60. We're playing Minnesota this evening, and they have carried a roster, great organization, of close to 60, 70.
Oh, wow.
Pittsburgh, DC, again, have 50, 60 women on the roster. So, but then you'll play some teams in some of the smaller markets that, may have 20. So it's very different. I think as the more the sport is recognized and more in awareness, those rosters and sizes will grow. Part of our barriers are being able to get the awareness out and the word, so people do know who we are. People understand that these women aren't getting paid right now. They're volunteering. They're sacrificing their time, their bodies for a sport that they truly love, and they're paving that way. And it's been a lot of years still, decades and decades that we're doing this, but we know the future is very bright for women's sports, and we know that women's tackle football is going to be at the top of the map too.
Are rules pretty much the same as what we're used to seeing? Like with the NFL, there's not a lot of differences there, huh?
So we play NCAA rules. So just what you see in college ball. So like 1 foot in bounce, to where in NFL it's 2. So there are some differences there, but NCAA rules.
Okay, very cool. What would you like for someone who's coming to a game for the first time? What would you like for them to say on the way home about
What's
the
their
game?
takeaway?
Yeah, what's their takeaway?
Wow. And we get that a lot. Well, I had no idea what to expect. These women hit, the offense is fast. I mean, this is just like watching the guys play, and you don't know because they have their gear on.
Yeah.
It's athletes playing sport, and it's played at a high level, and it continues to get better and better. And what I'm excited about as the sport continues to grow is we have females now who are retiring coming onto the coaching staff, and it's very exciting for me to give our women that opportunity to excel in those coaching roles. Right now we have 4 females, former players on our coaching staff who have been with us for a number of years, one with us just her first year. So it's really exciting to see the women in that avenue and opportunity. Of course, we survive by volunteers. So people working our ticket gate, our merchandise in the press box are sometimes former athletes because they know the passion and the heart to get there. So I think also providing multiple opportunities for women in career.
So Beth and I work in medicine, and a lot of what we do when we do our podcast is talking about injuries associated with football. What are there any big differences that you see from a female athlete perspective? Are there things that are extra protection or extra measures that are taken for the female athlete in this sport?
I wouldn't say, we're very fortunate to have a partnership with USF Health. So we have athletic trainers, Dr. Trey Romali from USF. He's our orthopedic doctor who come and support the team. So we are blessed to have actually 2 of our athletic trainers were former players on the team, and they came from that background. So again, but they know the needs that we have. A lot of what comes into play is we try as much as we can in the fall and the preseason to make sure that they are taking care of their bodies. At the end of the day, what people have to realize is these women aren't just rehabbing all day. They don't have the resources that the men do at this point. So they're sometimes working 8 hours or 10 hours or working 2 or 3 jobs, moms of 2 and 3 and 4 kids coming. So, I think the lack of resources comes into play, but it's not more or less, injury, related. I think sometimes too, it's just the physical exhaustion that sets in with the body and such a physical sport.
How can people support the athlete themselves or the organization?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our team. We also have a foundation, Inferno Women's Football Foundation. They can go to our website at tbinferno.com. So there's an option to sponsor a player via the website, but there's also an option to donate to support the team through the foundation, which is a tax-deductible write-off. And again, that strictly everything goes back 100% to our operating costs. Right now, we do not have salaries, and everything is strictly back into the operating, goes back to the women to help us travel safely, make sure we have all the proper resources to play the sport.
That's amazing. Beth, do you have any other questions?
No, I just think it's amazing. I'm so excited to see this game today and see what this is all about.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Wide receiver.
Yes.
Did you have a touchdown celly?
Oh gosh. I was pretty modest on this, so it was usually the after party celebration there. But on the field, I was one of those ones that, I handed it back to the referee, celebrated with my sisters.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. I saved that for some of the teammates who were a little bit more lively. But celebrations happened afterwards.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to be a part of today's game and supporting you ongoing. So anytime we can help out, we'd be happy to do that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm watching that back. I'm like, I was really ready to sign up, like right then and there.
She's a good saleswoman for sure. She knew all the right things to say.
You're ready.
Roscoe's, welcome, welcome, my friend. And I think we also got Patsy here. Allie,
who
good to
is
see you guys.
Patsy is a
Yeah.
player on the Valkyrie, so thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your hospitality when I was there. She was who coordinated everything and was very gracious. And I do have her interview coming up here in a little bit.
All right. Well, I guess, do you want to just wrap up with the Inferno?
Yeah, let's go to the next interview that we had. So yeah, here we go.
Yeah, well, the next interview is with Lori Locust. And for those who don't know who that is, she's also affectionately known as Coach Lowe, which I love. She's a pioneer. She's a football coach who became one of the first full-time female coaches in NFL history. After playing tackle herself, she transitioned to coaching and eventually made it to the Tampa Bay Bucks back in 2019 as an assistant defensive line coach. And in 2021, she made history as one of the first women to win a Super Bowl with the Bucks. So she's been with the Tennessee Titans up until Big Sexy came in. So,
So she's looking. So if
she-
anybody needs somebody, she's available, I think.
Yes, but Coach Lowe was fantastic. And here's our interview with Coach Lowe.
Hello, everybody. It's Coach Dezi and Beth, and we have a special guest today. So we are here at the Tampa Bay Inferno game, and we have the legend Lori Locust here with us. Hi, Lori. How are you?
Hi, nice to be here
So
with you guys.
glad.
Yeah,
Oh, you're doing the coin toss today.
doing the coin toss. Yep, hopefully to bring them luck. But
All
yeah,
right. Very good.
knock on wood. But yes, I'm very honored to do that today.
That's awesome. We're excited to chat with you. So for those who don't know, go ahead and walk us through your kind of highlights of your career, because you've got a big highlight reel here.
Right?
So.
I don't want to put anybody to sleep. Started playing, and fun fact, I actually played against Jen. We were in Pennsylvania, and I was in Harrisburg. She played for Pittsburgh. They were very prolific. She's very modest, but got hurt. Started coaching, did high school in Pennsylvania, men's semi-pro, women's semi-pro, the whole way through, and then did an internship with the Ravens, and then coached for Tampa Bay Bucks for 4 years, got a Super Bowl ring, and the last 3 years have been with Tennessee Titans as an assistant coach.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It must have been amazing, and what a challenge to probably be one of the first females to be breaking through that. How did that feel? What was that? Did you feel a lot of pushback, or did you feel like you were pretty accepted?
Yeah, no. So the thing about football, and I think Jen covered it so nicely, is that football is football, right?
Mhm.
And so even playing briefly, like where we play at, obviously it's not the same level as the guys that you coach, but you still have that experience and you can talk in that same type of language. I had great mentors along the way. So to me, it was just another player I had to coach. It didn't matter that, they were 6'5" and 350 pounds. Like they needed to do this assignment at this time in this scheme. So there's never been any type of delineation for me. It's just always been football.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. What's the transition like? I mean, high school to NFL is there's a lot.
Yeah.
The learning curve must have been insane.
Yeah. And I mean, I think so. For women, it's a little bit different because we don't have the organic type of pathway that our male colleagues do, right? Like we don't play it from the time we're super little and then make these like sort of connections as you go so you get the experience. We have to build it backwards. So there was a ton of stuff, but like I said, I had great mentors. And I think in any situation, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And I was able to thankfully be on some staffs that had some really great teachers and some really great coaches that I was able to learn from. And I think that helped me along the way.
Yeah. How many hours were you putting in?
Oh, boy.
Because, I mean, you're talking about tape, watching a lot of tape and creating schemes and all the, working with the positions. And
right.
So what was the hours like?
So during season, Monday through Wednesday, it ranged probably anywhere from like 14 to 18 hours Monday through Wednesday. Thursday nights were a little bit later. Fridays you got out a little bit earlier, but it was 7 days a week, during the season, till the season's over.
Yeah.
So there's been, a ton of stuff that I've missed, and it's hard to explain to people who aren't in it. Can't go to lunch, can't go to the movies, can't do this, can't have Christmas.
Yeah.
We do have a little bit, but holidays are work days.
Yeah.
It's during season. So
Very much so.
yeah.
So again, we talked earlier with Jen about representation, right? I mean, for me, watching the first female referee, watching the first NFL coach, like the ceiling broke, and it was like, oh my gosh, you can do this,
Sure,
right? Like
sure.
it's like watching Pam Oliver as a young one and being like, oh my gosh, I want that job, right?
Right.
So number one, I appreciate you being
What you've
brave
done.
and bold and being able to do that, right? What kind of support did you have? Like it's a lonely road.
It is.
Right?
It can
So,
be very isolating
yeah.
at times. The support mainly came from my immediate family. I have 2 sons, which are my why. I know Jen talked about her why. And I have a very small circle of friends. Like I said, there's not a lot of people that understand the hours and the time commitment and why you're just not available in life like
Yeah.
you normally would
Right.
have been.
Yeah.
So I leaned a lot on them. I don't think I would have gotten through without them. But then again, like I said, without really good mentors and men, allies that were really invested in doing everything that they could, just like they would do for a young male coach, I got the same type of treatment. I wasn't treated differently. I would have never asked to be treated differently.
Yeah.
So it was hard and it was isolating, but it was very well worth it. And it's what I wanted to do. It's where
Yeah.
my passion was. So
And very successful at it as well. So you can't,
so far, not done yet, hopefully, but yeah.
So
yeah,
what are
it's
you
been good.
doing now?
With the coaching change in Tennessee, I've been back in Tampa since mid-February. So I'm catching up on a lot of stuff around the house that's been let go for 3 years. The dog is absolutely loving it, driving my younger son crazy, but it's good to be back in the area. Glad to be able to come out and support Jen and the team. I mean, they've kind of had Tampa's always had a soft spot. So excited tonight to see him play.
Perfect. Any other questions from you?
No,
Beth?
none at all.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you,
what
guys.
I have one last question, so we'll let
Sure.
you go. What do you say to the young girl that's out there that's looking at playing tackle that wants to be in this area of sport? What would you
Sure.
say to that young one out there?
If it's something that they truly want to do, there's an option for it. I know a lot of the emphasis right now and the focus is on flag, and that's great. But some girls really do want still to play tackle. And I think, teams like this and the leagues like the WFA are providing that that opportunity. You always hear about like role models and things like that. I think I lend more towards possibility model because it's possible. It's still hard work. You still have to go through a lot to get to that level.
Yeah.
But if that's something you truly want to do, there's a way to get there. They just have to, lean on people that they trust and love and hopefully get support in the path.
Awesome.
I
Well,
love
thank you
that.
so much
Thank
for
you, guys.
joining us and
Appreciate
being with
it.
us
Thank you
today.
Appreciate it.
And enjoy the
Yeah.
coin talk.
Thank you so much. Go Inferno.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you guys. This is
All the
why.
way up.
Oh, we're muted for some reason.
There we
Unmute yourselves and we can talk.
There we go.
Wait, am I unmuted?
You are.
I didn't even mute myself. I don't know what happened.
It automatically muted us, but I don't know why it didn't automatically unmute us. So
Oh, okay.
the mysteries of technology.
I was gonna say what I need everybody to understand is Beth and I were like on this like picnic table where I don't know about you, Beth. I was like half on, half off the seat trying to sound professional. So shout out
We're
to
working on it. We're going to get better with future interviews out in the field. But
Hey, right, we got to start somewhere, don't
this
we?
was a learning experience for sure. But like every interview has its quote, and this interview, it's in our chat, we just said is like the possibility model. And I thought that was such a great way to phrase it, because I think we need to look more at women and athletes in all areas as less of role models and more of possibility models. We need to be more, be aware that it's going to take hard work, but anything is possible. So go for it. So that was my takeaway from her interview as well. So we've got 2 good quotes from tonight.
Yeah, absolute legends. Absolute legends. They were amazing and so humble and just awesome to connect with and talk to. So Laura, that's your first time seeing it. What are your thoughts?
Oh, those were very inspiring interviews. I absolutely, first of all, Dezi, you're an incredible interviewer. And I wish I had you in my back pocket up here. But yeah, no, they were incredible. And just hearing, like you said, the possibilities, right? Like women's sports, other than basketball right now, maybe soccer. I mean, women just don't, women's sports are so great, but they don't have the same network and the same, budget, to be fair, as men's sports, right? And I just want to see so much more women's sports. I know that tackle football or flag football, like you said, is a really big thing right now. It's a really up and coming thing. It's going to be in the Olympics next year, and that's fantastic. Or the next time, but to see tackle football played by athletes, that just happen to be women. I think it's fantastic. And what I would really like to see, I would like to see a woman in the NFL. I think it's possible. Once you're playing at that level, it doesn't matter. You can, I think it's possible. And I would love to see that happen in the future.
I hear you. Roscoe says sport is growing. True. And he also said, do we see future interviews with flag football girls? Mr. Roscoe's, we have interviewed flag football girls. So, but yes, we would love more future interviews with all kinds of athletes. This is girlfriends and football. Obviously, we love football. We don't care who's in the jersey, who's got the helmet on, who's got the flags around their waist. We are here for it. Always. So Laura, let's go ahead. Oh, Roscoe said, "Oh my God."
Now you know.
Right? Can't say anything. He's part of the squad. Roscoe's definitely part of the squad. Laura, so let's shake on over to East Tennessee. Walk us through everything, Valkyrie. We want to hear about your experience.
Yeah, it was fantastic. First of all, like I said, Patsy, you're still here. Thank you so much for inviting me or letting me come through and being so gracious and so welcoming. Yeah, my interviewing skills aren't fantastic. You will see in these videos, but I'm pretty happy with what we came out with. It's a small league, a small part of the league in a part of the country that doesn't even get NFL representation, right? So just this little corner of Tennessee. And it's so cool to be able to go up there and see it. And what I really found talking to all of these women was the sense of community that they had. Like, it's not, like you said, these are people that have jobs or are going to school, and they're not pro football players. They're not getting paid. They're actually paying to do this. So it's just the love of the game for them. And I talked to, a wide variety of people. Well, I talked to 3 people, but people that, whether they were football fans from the time they were born or whether they just started, this was the first time they'd learned anything about football is joining this league. So it was pretty impressive to see that. And I do want to real quick give a shout out to Brandy Owens, who I didn't get to do an interview. We talked about doing the interviews, but we just never could connect. And what I heard Brandy say when she was talking to other people were the kinds of things that, like Lori was saying, like big plans to make this. And I what I'd love to do is connect the Valkyrie with the Inferno, doing things like these organizations and ways to get women involved and all of that. So yeah, I mean, I'm full of ideas. But let's start out with so Patsy was the first person I talked to. She mans their official email and woman's their official email, and was the first one to respond to me. And so I had a chance to briefly chat with her for about 5 minutes. So let's take a look at that. Okay, well, start by telling me your name and your position.
Okay. I'm Patsy Radford, number 60, and I play a few positions, mostly middle linebacker. On the offensive line, I am a left guard, and running back and defensive end.
Awesome. And how did you get started in football?
So a good friend of mine for 20 years found me at a festival locally a couple years ago and said, I didn't really have a choice. She said, you're coming to tryouts tomorrow. And I said, all right. And I did. So that's been it. That's how I got into it.
Awesome. Awesome. And how long have you been playing?
This is my third season.
Okay, awesome. And are you local to East Tennessee, Virginia area, or did you move here from somewhere else?
Yeah, I am local. I'm from Johnson City.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. And we do a segment on our show that's a little silly, but it is cocktails and mocktails.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite cocktail or mocktail?
Oof. Actually, yes. So my favorite mocktail is a mock of an Aperol Spritz, and more of an Amalfi Spritz. It's a NA orange liqueur and NA Prosecco, and it's my favorite, especially in the heat of summer.
Yum, that sounds absolutely delicious. Yeah. So what would you like to see the future of women's sports be? What would you like to see, like how this can grow even more than it already has?
I want to start by seeing women's sports as a whole get bigger in this area. East Tennessee has a lot of opportunity to make a lot of noise in the women's sports space, and it's been a passion of mine for a good chunk of my life. And now being in football, you know, I want to see it grow bigger. I would love to have a few more teams in Tennessee if the world were to grant that. And I want especially this part of the Southeast and the Appalachian Mountains to just really be loud about women's sports and women's football.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. So we're typically an NFL team. Do you follow other football? Who's your team?
Who dat? I am a New Orleans Saints fan.
Awesome. Good. And you share colors, so that's
do.
Absolutely fantastic.
That was a big perk. That was a big perk.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right. Well, what do you think about today's game? What are the chances? What are the, how's your opponent? What do you think will be happening today?
I think we have a really good chance. They are a great team. They've got a lot of toughness on their team, especially on their line. They put up a really good fight last time we played them when we played them at their house. So now they're coming here. The disadvantage is it's hot, and everybody's going to suffer. But overall, I think we've got a great chance. They've got a great team. We've got a great team. And it's the last one of the season, the regular season. So we're ready to bring it on and have people yelling for us and just to make a big noise.
Awesome. And one last question. How would fans of Girlfriends in Football follow the WFA and specifically the East Tennessee Valkyries? What's the best way to get on board?
The East Tennessee Valkyrie are on all the big socials, Facebook and Instagram. Instagram at WFA East Tennessee Valkyrie, East TN Valkyrie. And then Facebook is East TN Valkyrie. We have a website, etnvalkyrie.com. And we also have a TikTok. We're not as active on that one as we should, but we do have it. It's similar vibes, WFA East TN Valkyrie. The league itself, WFA, has similar socials, just WFA or Women's Football Alliance on most of all socials.
Awesome. Fantastic. All right. Well, good luck today.
Thank you so much.
I'm excited. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you.
Strong work.
What I failed to mention earlier is that it felt like 100 degrees out there, and all these women in full pads, full uniforms. I was in shorts and a t-shirt and a hat, and I was dying. I couldn't imagine how. And they won 40-0. So can't complain about that.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay team is called the Inferno because it feels like that's what you're playing in when you have to play in Tampa Bay in June. So I was tempted, and then I was like, wait a minute, I would be playing in Tampa. Like maybe I could get down with Minnesota's team.
Right.
You gotta pick and choose.
Yeah, I mean, this is a spring summer league, right? So it's always going to be hot, like no matter where you are in the country. Even in Minnesota, it's going to be sweltering right about now.
Yeah. Patsy's fun. Thanks, Patsy. That was a great interview.
Yeah, thank you.
By you, Laura, and Patsy. And Patsy, you play my dream position, middle linebacker. That's no joke. I get big props for that. Yeah, great job, Laura. That was amazing.
Well, Thanks. I got just a couple more super short ones with a couple of team members. Well, I forgot to mention Patsy. She was just named All-American for the league, as was my next interviewee, Megan. And I will tell you, in the game on Saturday, Megan was lighting it up. Like, I got to talk to her right before the game, and then I'm watching her on the field just going nuts. So she was really super fun to talk to. So here's a really quick interview with Megan. Tell me your name and your position.
My name is Megan Lyons. I am a outside linebacker and a running back.
Awesome. And how long have you played women's football?
I think I've been playing since 2000. I think it goes back to 2016, 17. And then I tore my ACL meniscus, and then I got back into it in 2022. And then I took another break because I got injured. And now I'm back. So
We often do segments on injuries. So what was your most recent injury?
So my most recent injury, I tore my plantar fasciitis in my foot.
Oof.
I had a torn ligament in my ankle, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. How long did it take to recover from that?
I was out for about 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah, after surgery and all that good stuff. So yeah.
Gotcha. What do you love most about playing football?
Most about playing football. I mean, I would say just like being around, a bunch of different people and just kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, that's really it. Just being around people and just like understanding the game all together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you like football? Did you like football before the playing for yourself?
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I don't watch sports whatsoever, but I will play any sport just because I like the challenge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love her.
Megan was fantastic. And like I said, she lit up that field. She was touchdowns all over the place. She was fantastic.
Okay. We got to have Megan on because Beth, do you remember when we were talking about Coach Peyton or not Sean Payton, McVay, how he tore his plantar fascia? We were like,
Yes.
What? Like, okay, Megan's done that. Megan, we need to hear all about a torn plantar fasciitis and what
How
they
it
did.
happened, how you rehabbed it. I mean,
How
I
the heck
can't
are you
even
playing
imagine.
football again?
How do you it's such a thick piece of your body. Like, it's just I can't even imagine. I can't imagine. It's amazing. So
Megan,
good for
we got
her.
questions. We will be calling you up. We do need you to come on here. We will need to ask more questions.
I am sure I can make that happen. That's the problem with having me, like the writer, the history nut, and all that, instead of you guys who are, the medical injury end of it. So I was like, oh, that sounds terrible. I couldn't really speak on it.
You're not wrong, Laura. Like, that's an appropriate response to that injury. That sounds terrible. It's absolutely.
So does a torn ACL and meniscus. I mean, all of that. Bless her heart. She still has a big smile on her face. Like, yeah, I'll
Like,
play
why
with
not? Let's do it.
And is also All-American in the league, right? So I think that's fantastic. All right, and one last little quick interview with Rachel. I have a lot of things to say after Rachel's what Rachel has to say to me. So let me go ahead and play that.
Yeah.
Well, tell me your name and your position.
My name is Rachel. My number is 0, and I am a running back.
Awesome.
And I also play defensive end.
Awesome. And what would be success for you in this league? What do you want to get out of this long term?
Ooh, community, I think, and honestly, just learning something new. I think is a lot of fun. It's like I've never really watched football. I grew up playing a lot of sports, but I mean, none of them were football. It was where I'm from, like women's football I'd never heard of. So I'm from up north. I'm from Michigan.
Oh, me too.
Oh, really awesome. Very cool. So I had never heard of it before. And so just learning everything there is to learn about the game, I think is really cool. And yeah, the community that comes from it, I think is great. I think, just queer representation is huge, and living in an area where you're not really sure where to find that or how to find that, I think it was a really big thing to kind of come into that community through football.
That's incredible. That's a fantastic story. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Where's my I wasn't prepared for that. Representation matters. Where is it?
So what I loved about talking with Rachel, and we actually chatted a little bit before I managed to hit record, that she found out about the Valkyrie through the Johnson City Pride Festival. Johnson City is a little town right in that corner of Tennessee. And she apparently, the recruiting effort at the Pride Festival is huge. And I just love that, especially like she said, in an area, I mean, East Tennessee is not specifically known for its progressive ideals. So that to have an organization in a group where you can have that level of camaraderie with other people, other women, I think is so fantastic. And it almost made me tear up when she told me that, because I was like, that is so incredible, especially for, like, you expect that in big cities, right? New York, DC, right? Even Tampa. But in this tiny little town in East Tennessee, in Johnson City, Tennessee, like you don't expect to hear that. You do in Asheville, but it's an hour and a half north. So you think people would have to come to Asheville for that. And I think it's incredible that is the community that's being built in that area.
Yeah, people are people, and people are everywhere, right? So it's good, but there's not always access. And I think, to your point, that's where it's filling in a gap there, and that's awesome. So strong work, Laura.
Like we said before, we're looking at a sport that pulls women, all types of women, all sizes of women. So, I mean, like we heard in interviews, you can be 5 foot, 100 pounds, or you could be 6'4" and a much larger woman, and you still have a spot on a team. Regardless of your interests and what you do, they're all coming from different places to play sport and have a good time together. So I think it's a really great community, I think, that's being created and fostered through this. So I love it.
Absolutely. And even you even mentioned briefly, right? Like I was shocked at the age range of these players. We've got, Rachel, who's literally in college right now, and there were 40-year-old players, and and like you said, there was a quarterback who retired at 50. Like, I love that there's that age range as well, because it shows, like you said, Dezi, you're like, I could do this. Maybe I could do this. Like, any of us can do this.
Now I will say, we did say we could all do it, and then we watched the game and decided that maybe we'll let them do it instead.
That's fair. I could not do it. I mean, the reason I watch football is because I cannot play football. I cannot play any sports. I am not sportsy. I just like to watch sports.
I was more concerned about getting hit to the ground and not being able to get back up.
That part. Yeah, we know too much, Beth. We've been in medicine too long. We're like, we know what this means. But the interesting thing to me is, like, fans are fans too, right? Like, we're sitting in the fans, and there was like 3 women behind us that was literally like, man, would you just
taunting the refs, taunting other players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was trash talk left and right.
Yeah, it was fabulous. It was so great. We had great fan interactions. So it was cool. Beth and I had a table there, and we had a giveaway, and it was just a lot of fun. We saw little ones out there. We saw kids. I mean, it was a little bit of everything for everyone. And so if you don't already know, go check out WFA, the Women's Football Alliance, and check out to see if there's a team that's near you. Take the family. Let's support and let's show some love. And if you even feel even more generous, reach out to these teams. Pretty much on their websites are always opportunities to support players, to support the team. And let's do this. Let's build this up. Like, I'm here for this. I am now a permanent fan of women's tackle football. So, ladies, final thoughts?
Also check out the Women's National Football Conference. It's similar to the WFA. They have more teams in other cities. Atlanta's got a few teams, but they're not necessarily the WFA. These women travel all over the country to play teams for the love of the sport. So find one of those teams, go support them. Take your kids, take your little girls, let them know what is possible.
Love that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I might, now's not the right time. Maybe I need to get in this off season. Maybe I need to start to think about that LB position. Maybe I can make my dreams come true. Look, y'all got me thinking things now. Greg's not going to do this.
Right.
So I am not having that conversation with your husband. That's on you.
And I guarantee that there's a team near you. When I looked at the WFA website and looked at all the teams, I mean, there's 2 teams in Michigan. There's 1 in East Tennessee. Like, to have all of these teams all over the place, there's Buffalo, there's DC, literally everywhere. I guarantee you there's a team relatively nearby. So definitely check out that info and go support one of them.
Yeah, and I believe it's playoff time right now for the WFA. So there are still games that are ongoing, and it's probably the most exciting games because it's postseason, baby. So go check it out and keep following your girlfriends. We post things, we share things, and you want to be in the know. And we have some special things coming up for the NFL season as that comes up in the next couple of months. You don't want to miss out. We got our stuff together. We're getting it together, and you are going to be surprised and maybe even blown away at what we come up with for next year. So for now, go support your local female football tackle teams in your local areas. And we'll see you on a podcast soon. Take care and happy football.